Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Presidential D&D Campaign, where AI-voiced U.S. presidents play Dungeons & Dragons with me, Ben Shapiro, your AI Dungeon Master.
Good to be back again. It's crazy that this is already episode 5. I feel like we've barely got our feet wet in Darken so far.
Makes sense, though. It's a lot bigger of a place than a small backwater town.
And Peter's explanation of the history of the place helped a lot last session. Things are making a lot more sense, at least.
Yeah, this place really goes screwed over by both the Dark Powers and King Rex not finishing that ritual.
Is that very common for a ritual to go so haywire?
I'd have to make an Arcana check, but I feel like that makes a lot of sense. You are messing with magic, and doing it wrong messes things up. Not finishing it would fall under that. For something as potent as becoming a lich, well, combined with being in the domains of dread, I could see it having disastrous consequences.
Yeah, let's get to it then. I'm ready to go kill this Baron Metus guy.
All right, before we get to that, I can give a quick recap. Last session was mostly a lore dump, but also had Thorne explaining why he broke the vials and sent you all here to Ravenloft. Not the best explanation for dooming a whole town, but I guess he already thought everything was lost and you gave him just a little bit of hope. People would do crazy things to hang on to that hope. Anyways, then he explained how Darken came to be in its current state, with King Rex performing a ritual to become a lich, but not completing it, which fractured the land. It now appears that it is King Rex holding the land together, but it is a losing battle.
I am a bit confused as to how killing off these other champions is going to heal the land, but oh well. We've talked enough and I'm ready to try to do something. The last thing we should do before we leave is find out from Thorne how we can destroy or capture the souls of these guys.
I'm not quite sure. It would be difficult magic, that is for sure. Perhaps the Shadow Shippers might have a magical artifact that could do the job. I don't know of any in Darken that would do that. It's not an easy job that I am asking of you, that is for sure. Dr. Necrotech could be a potential final solution. He has the intelligence to probably construct something that could contain a soul, though I don't really trust him. Visitors are rare, and visitors with his caliber of knowledge and both mechanical and alchemical skill are non-existent. I think the last visitor who would be similar to him would be Rex himself.
Well, I agree that he probably has other agendas on his plate. You have them too, though. As a matter of fact, I think we are probably the only ones in this whole scenario who don't have any alternate agendas. We are just trying to get us and Loudwater back to the Sword Coast.
And make some money doing it.
Well, if you are able to help me, I can offer an additional 250 Shadow Shards per champion you vanquish. So that's 750 total for each of you.
Make it an even 1,000 for killing all 3 and you have a deal.
Roll for persuasion.
Hell yeah, I am the absolute best. That's a 19.
Very well, you drive a hard bargain, 250 each, but if you vanquish all 3 of them, then an additional 250 Shadow Shards.
Nice going, Donatello. All right, this sounds like a plan then.
Entering into the portal room, it is an extremely large room. There are probably around 40 or so teleportation circles etched into the floor, each spaced about 5 feet apart. Giant pillars hold the roof aloft in the middle of the room. Thorne leads you over to one. This circle is almost never used. I don't think that the Nightwatchers would be guarding this one. I believe they capture and brainwash anyone going through the main circle to Mantira Bay.
They really have this town in their grip then. Is it just because of these Shadow Shippers? Makes it the main port of trade for all of Darken and thus a prime target?
Yeah, pretty much. Just after the eclipse, Mantira Bay was a battleground of people trying to seize control. The Nightwatchers actually did bring a semblance of peace to the area, though they do it through strict control. Once someone is reformed, without most of their memories or sense of self, the Nightwatchers capture them and brainwash them to their side. There is a small rebellion there, but as soon as one member is caught or captured, then they are lost forever, pretty much. I can't imagine there are more than half a dozen or so people fighting against the Nightwatchers at any given point.
Well, they are getting 3 more then.
Remember, it isn't the Nightwatchers you need to destroy, just Baron Metus. And before you can do that, you need to find some way to kill him for good. Hopefully, either the Shadow Shippers have something or Dr. Necrotech can invent something.
Worst case, we just kill him and send him here, though. Then you can just continually kill him whenever he reforms, yeah?
That could work for a time. It's not a long-term solution, though. Since he has been blessed by the Dark Powers, he retains his memories. And I do not know what abilities he has been granted through his service. It makes him a tougher one to detain than most.
That makes sense, I suppose. All right, to Mantira Bay then?
Very well. Step inside the circle, if you would. As the 3 of you step inside, he murmurs an incantation, and the circle begins to glow and spin with a green energy. He finished the incantation. Good luck. Then, with a flash of green light, the chamber around you is whisked away, and after a moment of darkness, you are greeted with the smell of rotting fish. Through the darkness, you can see the outline of a door, and Barak and Joden, with your dark vision, you can see barrels of fish. You appear to be in some sort of small storage hut, and you can hear waves crashing against the shore just outside. The air is wet and sticky, feeling similar to the marsh of Chellenber. You can also hear the hustle and bustle of a port city outside the small shack.
Well, I'll lead the way then. I'll push open the door, hoping it smells better outside.
Yeah, get me out of here too.
As the door swings open, bringing with it the salty smell of an ocean, you can see the docks ahead of you. The shack you are in is just one of a collection of small buildings in a storage area. You see a grizzled old man look over at you. Hey, you three. What are you doing here? You shouldn't be in there.
Our apologies, we must have gotten turned around.
Yeah, turned around all right. You stealing these fish? Bet you lot haven't worked an honest day in your whole lives. Get out of here, for I call the Watchers to come and get you.
I'll have you know I am the most honorable fighter in all of Trumpville. Why would I steal fish? I could buy my own, and it wouldn't be any of this rotting fish down here.
Oh, rich guys then? Well, I bet you wouldn't mind passing some of those riches over here to avoid the Watchers then?
You're extorting us now?
I prefer to call it a business arrangement. The Watchers don't take kindly to thieves, you know.
Look, we're sorry for bothering you, sir. We will just be on our way, and we can all forget this ever happened.
No way in hell. You know what, old man? Call those Watchers. I've been meaning to have a word with them anyways.
Donatello, just shut up. Can we just go?
The old man looks kind of annoyed, then nods his head. Fine, whatever. Get out of here. More trouble than you're worth, you lot are. Best be watching your back, though.
Okay, that's it. I want to punch him as we walk by.
All right, roll for your hit.
That's a 22 for 5 damage.
As you walk past, you swing out and catch him right on the chin, and he falls to the floor with a grunt. Guard! Guard! He hit me, this one did.
God damn it, Donatello. All right, can we try to run before the guard makes it here?
Why? Let's just kill these Nightwatchers and then kill the leader guy when he shows his face.
We need to get the artifact to actually destroy him first. Otherwise, we aren't really doing anything.
Fine, whatever. I'm not running away like a coward, though. Let's just walk away and pretend like we have no idea who this guy is or what happened. I can talk my way out of it.
So your plan is to talk your way out of being arrested by a corrupt secret police who will probably kill us as soon as they realize we aren't zombies?
I'll act like I came with the shadow shippers.
Fine, I guess we will all face the guards together then. I'll ready invisibility to cast on the two of you if things go sideways, and then I'll misty step away myself.
All right, within just a minute or so, you see a group of 3 men walking down from the docks over in your direction. The old man comes running up behind you. This one, he is the one who hit me. The man in the lead looks over at him. Nigel, this is the 3rd time someone has hit you while you've been down by the storage shacks. Something tells me it isn't them who are the problem.
Yeah, he was trying to extort us and accused us of stealing fish. We came in on the ship and were just stretching our legs.
Roll for deception, Donatello.
Told you guys I had this handled. That's a natural 20.
Ah, yes, I thought I saw the 3 of you get off that ship a while ago. No worries, we can handle Nigel here. He won't be bothering you again. One of the other men pulls out a short dagger and leads Nigel back down towards the shacks.
For Christ's sakes, you just got that guy killed Donatello.
Well, they are immortal, right? So he'll be all right.
Yeah, just without his memories and everything. Christ, all right, let's just get out of here and keep our heads down. Let's head over to the ships and try to make a deal with some of the shadow shippers.
Agreed. I feel bad for that guy.
Well, I'm not going to be the bad guy here. Hey, random assassin dude, don't kill him, just let him go. I'm sure he's learned his lesson.
The 3 men turn to face you. It's none of your concern, Fog Swindler. Keep moving.
It's our concern now. Let him go or else. And I'll menacingly move my hand to my sword.
All right, roll for intimidation.
Damn, my luck had to run out sometime, I guess. That's only a 13.
Fine, we will leave him alone. He waves his hand, and the man with his dagger drawn slips it back into its sheath. He points a finger at you. I'd not come back to the bay anytime soon. Get out of here before my generosity starts to slip.
Thank you very much, kind sirs. I'll grab Donatello's arm and walk away.
I'll rip my arm out of Barak's grip, but yeah, we can leave now. Let's go try to trade for this artifact thing. Actually, should we try to talk to the doctor first? There should be a graveyard somewhere, and he would probably give us a better deal than the shadow shippers, right?
That makes sense. Ben, is there a graveyard in Mantira Bay?
You do see a small church building, run down and looking abandoned, but there is a graveyard around it. The graveyard is tidy and well kept, with the headstones looking freshly cleaned.
I do wonder why the graveyards are in good condition. That's kind of strange, right? Like nobody dies. Why would they still have graveyards to worry about?
That's a good question. Maybe after someone dies, they still need to do something with the body. Like the person's soul might still be there, but the person is pretty much gone without their memories.
Can you imagine losing all of your memories like that?
Joden, that happens to you every time you wake up.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Donatello. Anyways, do we use the skull to communicate with him?
I think so.
Yeah, you can use the skull he sent to send a message to Dr. Necrotech.
All right, hey doctor, we are at another graveyard. Do you have anything to capture or destroy someone's soul? We need it to help Thorne.
A couple of seconds pass. Then the skull opens its mouth. Great news. I am at a graveyard too. Nothing like that on hand. Give me a few days. I can see what I can do. The skull goes silent again, and then a minute or so later, there is a popping sound, and a zombie suddenly pops into view, appearing right in the center of a tombstone, its body splitting in two.
Well, at least it's on the ground now. Can we send the message back with what happened?
That would have to wait until tomorrow. The sending skull can only transmit a message once every midnight.
All right, that makes sense. Can we also send a message to Silas? When was the last time we did that?
That was just after you had arrived in Darken, so you can try to send another one, yeah.
Hey, Silas, we are in Mantira Bay. Let us know if you are still alive. Thanks for killing Father Lucian for us.
Once again, you can feel someone on the other side of the stone, but no response comes.
Damn!
You know, maybe he did escape the mists, but the spell doesn't work right across planes.
Can I make an Arcana check for that, Ben?
Sure, go for it.
All right, that's a 10.
There haven't been a whole lot of experiments done on sending stones, but some of them do suggest that the spell can malfunction when traveling vast distances.
That seems like a reasonable conclusion then, Joden. It could be possible that he isn't even getting our messages and could be sending a message back.
I hope he is still in the Sword Coast, otherwise those bodies from Hamlet are just going to be piling up in the swamp. The Swamp of Timber is creepy enough as it is.
It's the Marsh of Chelimber. All right, so the doctor said it might take a few days for him to come up with something. What do you want to do in the meantime?
I want to go talk to some of the shadow shippers. Maybe they have some good things for trade, and we still have a couple of the crystal clusters too. Hopefully we can sell them. And that stupid gold teapot too.
Oh yeah, I had kind of forgotten about the gold teapot. It wouldn't be worth much here though, right? We should wait to sell it until we get back to the Sword Coast?
Well, we can at least see how many shadow shards they would be willing to pay for it.
All right, you head back down to the docks, where you can see some tents set up and vendors hawking wares. There is quite the collection of random objects and foods, fruits only found in the jungles of Chult, Barovian wine stamped with the Wizard of Wine's logo, Trumpville specialty foods wrapped in ceremonial edible gold, and potions sealed by the Academy in Neverwinter. Bits and bobs and foods from all over the Sword Coast and the domains of Dread.
Any magical artifact dealers?
There are a couple. You can see some bags of holding, some various weapons, but mostly just things to help in day-to-day life. A miniaturized Ochu trash disposal, a set of self-washing dishes, and some ever-frosted chests to keep food cold and good for longer. There are a lot of people down here as well, mostly just looking, but some people making purchases. It's a trade day in Mantira Bay.
An Ochu trash disposal? That's that one monster that tried to kill us in the Marsh of Chelimber that I killed single-handedly, right?
You mean the one that you did almost nothing against? Yeah, it's a mini one of those. A lot of cities capture and place an Otu in a garbage pit. They eat a ton.
How much is that, Ben?
35 shadow shards. It is pretty bulky, though. It would be difficult to carry around while you are traveling.
Yeah, all right, I didn't want it anyways. What about weapons? Any enchanted swords?
There is an enchanted longsword for sale in one of the tents. A short and old gnome sits on a stool inside. Hello, I am Zephyr Pebblefoot at your service. May I interest you in this blade? You may pick it up if you wish. It is as light as a feather. You'll hardly feel it on your hip as you travel, and can swing it much faster. Still strong as any other blade as well, I can assure you.
Light as a feather? Am I able to hit harder with it than Ben?
Mechanically, it'll function as a +1 longsword, so you'll add an additional 1 to your hit and 1 to the damage, and it'll be magic damage as well.
How much is it?
175 shadow shards, and it is yours.
You drive a hard bargain. How about an even 100?
Roll for persuasion. You'll have disadvantage since that's a hefty discount you are asking for.
Okay, fine, whatever. Damn, only a 10.
I'm sorry, 175 is already a great deal. It took great effort to procure this item.
All right, fine, yeah, I'll buy it.
Great, thank you for doing business. Can I interest any of you in any other items? A wizard should never be without a staff, you know. I have a staff of shadows right here. Very helpful for hiding in places where one shouldn't be.
That's interesting. How much?
125 and it is yours?
Sure, that sounds like a good deal then.
Phenomenal. He hands you the staff, a dark wooden staff with an obsidian orb at the top. You can use it to cast the darkness spell once per day and in a customizable radius of up to 5 feet around you. So you could hide in a corner in a dungeon, or even during combat just have a 5-foot radius of darkness. In combat, it does count as a bonus action.
Oh, I can see how that could be useful.
And finally you, my fellow gnome friend, what can I help you with?
Do you have any armor? I already have a magical bow, but some improved armor could be good.
Ah, yes, I have just the thing for you. And I can tell that you prefer the lighter armor too. This isn't magical, but is a custom enhancement to your regular studded leather armor. It'll offer you a greater range of protection and movement than any other armor you could find out there, guaranteed. 70 shadow shards and it is all yours.
So what does it do, Ben?
It'll be studded leather armor, so you'll get a +1 from your current leather armor. And then it will also increase your movement speed by 10 feet because it is a lot easier to move in.
Seems like a good deal. All right, I'll buy that.
Sweet, well, we should end the session there, guys. We can pick up next session with searching more for an artifact capable of destroying souls, and then see where the adventure takes us from here.
Yeah, that sounds good. This was the first time we have actually been able to really go shopping. I guess Dr. Necrotech did sell us those eyeball things too, though.
Yeah, it felt good to finally buy some stuff. We should take a look at the potions too. This place has a lot more available options than Loudwater and Southern Edge. Makes sense, I guess. These shadow shippers can bring stuff from all over the place.
Yeah, it's a pretty good system.
Well, we will actually learn more about the shadow shippers in an upcoming standalone adventure. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure to do so to catch that episode. And please like the video if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel a lot. Thanks for joining, everyone. We will see you all tomorrow.